Welcome to the Press Box, everybody. We're back. I'm Zack Miller. This is Mark Haskell.
We did it.
We did it.
Fanboy edition.
It is. I'm Patriots fan, obviously, and Mark is the outcast Philadelphia fan in Mid-Coast, Maine.
Yeah, the only one.
But I have to say, congratulations, Mark, on making the conference championship again. It's been a while since you've been here. For us Patriots fans, this almost seems like
it's an annual thing.
Yeah,
it's nothing new for you. Like, for me, I get every piece of Eagle attire I can find. For you, it's just Wednesday or whatever day it is.
It's true. Yeah, it's going to be fun. But two big matchups this week, Jacksonville and New England, Minnesota and Philadelphia. And I have to say, I personally think your game will be just a little bit better than our game.
It'll be a defensive struggle for sure. But the one thing we have to mention before we go any further is that, where's publisher Brian Guess?
I know.
I mean, he was supposed to be down here with us because he's a Steelers fan. What happened?
I don't know. He's just crying in his office with the door closed. And
we tried to bring him down. He opted out. He decided it wasn't for him.
Yeah.
And like a lot of Steeler fans, I think they were all pretty shocked. A lot of them were looking past the Jaguars.
I think everybody was pretty shocked at that outcome. I didn't expect Jacksonville to go in there and take down the Steelers like they did in that such fashion. But they almost blew it.
They did, in classic Jaguars fashion.
Yes.
Absolutely. No, it was 21-0 early, and when the defensive back, no, it was a linebacker, picked up that fumble and went back for the touchdown, you could see there was this nice wide shot of all the Steeler fans, and it was like the Steeler fans were just silent.
Yes.
Not moving at all. And it was just like all the action on the field was happening, and everybody else was just, I couldn't believe it.
It was funny because the Jacksonville guy that returned the touchdown taunted the Steelers fan, not the fan, the player that was running after him just by pointing at him like, ha ha, like this is happening. That was pretty funny.
And they still almost gave it away.
They did, yeah.
But yes, we'll talk about the NFC Championship first. Obviously, it's going to be interesting because the Eagles, they have a really good defense, and so does Minnesota. In fact, 3 of the 4 teams left, they've all got terrific defenses and so-so quarterbacks. And then you've got the Patriots, who's got a so-so defense and the best quarterback to ever play the game.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of contrasting styles, but in the NFC Championship game, it's going to be a slugfest. It's going to be a low-scoring game. It's going to be field goals. It's going to be a lot of defense. It's going to be one of those games where, the first team to make a mistake is probably going to lose. But, when you look at Minnesota, I feel like Case Keenum is just a little bit better than Nick Foles, but I also feel like the Eagles' home field advantage is so crucial to them, possibly making the Super Bowl. I feel like those two things negate each other, and I really feel like this game's going to be a coin flip.
Yeah, the quarterback situation will be interesting because you have 2 unproven quarterbacks with Nick Foles and Case Keenum, and after last week's miraculous finish in that Minnesota game that left everybody speechless.
Wow.
And I remember flipping it on. There was 58 seconds left. I flipped it on, and the Saints they had just kicked the field goal to take the lead, and Minnesota had the ball, and they kept they couldn't complete the passes or stayed in bounds. And the clock was running out. You're like, yeah, the Saints are going. They're going. They've got this in the bag. And then that play, and Stephon Diggs just taking it to the house.
10 seconds left in the game. I mean, we can all play armchair quarterback or Monday morning quarterback after the fact, but even I'm looking at them like they have no timeouts left. All you're trying to do is defend the sidelines and defend the end zone. I mean, they don't have enough time to get up and spike the ball and try to kick a field goal. I don't understand what they were thinking. And that poor defensive back for the Saints. Yeah. I mean, hopefully he doesn't let that define his career. He's a young player. I'm sure he'll bounce back nicely. The Saints are going to be back. Breeze will be back. But yeah, me, like everybody else in the country, absolutely shocked by that outcome.
Yes.
And as an Eagles fan, thrilled, because I did not like the idea of Drew Brees coming to Philly.
No, it was pretty sad with the defensive back, though. He had to shut down all of his social media, I saw, because he was getting death threats because of that play.
That's shameful.
But he was in the position where you either, A, make the play that he made, kind of going in to hit him and then letting up, or you hit him, and it's pass interference, and the Vikings have the ball right there with no time left on the clock to attempt a field goal to win the game. So either way, I mean, yes, they could have missed a field goal if he did the pass interference, but either way, it's kind of like,
if anybody used to play Madden that's watching this, basically he went for the truck stick, and he didn't need to.
Yeah.
He should have just wrapped him up and tackled him, and the game would have been over.
Exactly.
And he tried to truck stick him, and instead Diggs went to the end zone, and now we've got the Vikings and the Eagles. Speaking of Madden, possible Madden curse situation coming up here for the Patriots and the Jaguars. I mean, people kind of forgetting that Tom Brady was on the cover of Madden. The Madden curse is a real thing.
Yep.
And now all of a sudden in practice this week, Brady hurts his hand. One of his teammates runs into him. So I'll flip-flop here, and I'll ask you, Zach, do you think Brady plays, or do you think this has much to do about nothing?
I mean, anytime you have like a sprained throwing hand, it's a pretty serious injury because it's going to hurt, but Brady's going to play. When does he never play? He never plays.
Right. No,
he always plays. That's what
they did not trade Jimmy Garoppolo so Brian Hoyer could play in the AFC Championship game against the Jaguars.
And I think we were joking around before and said if Brady cut his hand off and played with his left hand, he'd still be better than Brian Hoyer.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I still think he could throw for 3 touchdowns. And, I think a lot of people were saying that the Jacksonville's front four is going to really give the Patriots some trouble. And I think that's true. And I really think Brady's going to play. But at the same time, the bottom line is I just don't see a scenario where Blake Bortles goes into Foxborough and rips the AFC Championship from the Patriots. I wish it would happen because I don't like the Patriots.
I think it's going to happen.
But I don't think it's going to happen.
If anything, the Jaguars' defense will give the Patriots some trouble because the Jags do have a good defense. They're really young and they're really good. So I think the Patriots will win. I don't think it'll be as easily as they beat the Titans last week when it was just, the Titans scored first and the Patriots didn't score in the first quarter and then things just kind of went downhill for Tennessee from there. I don't think it'll be like that. I think it'll be much closer, but I think the home field advantage and playing outside in January in Massachusetts where it's going to be cold, might actually be warm because it's supposed to be in the 40s or 50s. So, but I think the home field is going to give Patriots the win.
I heard an interesting stat this morning driving in here on the radio. They were talking about Nick Foles and that he's 2-0 in the playoffs, and in both of those wins, he has a QBR of over 100. Which is just such a fluky thing, but it's just one of those things that us Eagles fans just think about, and we're just holding on to that as tight as we can. So, obviously, we're in agreement the Patriots are going to beat the Jaguars. What do you think about the Eagles and the Vikings?
Well,
you're not going to hurt my feelings.
I know. It doesn't take a lot for. You put me on the spot. Well, for our picks for the week for the paper, I picked the Vikings, and after talking about it with you, and you mentioned a good comment about, a lot of teams don't go into Philly and kind of just beat Philadelphia. But after watching Philly play last week, I still think the Vikings are gonna win. Either team that wins, I'm happy with. And if the Patriots don't win for whatever reason on Sunday, it'll be a pretty good Super Bowl because any team that goes is going to win their first ever Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
So, you're either going to see the Patriots continue their dynasty or a team win a Super Bowl for the first time. So, either way, it's a win-win for me.
Do you know that between these 4 teams, they have a combined 5 Super Bowls?
Really? Exactly. And it's all for the Patriots.
Yeah, no, I've heard that story a couple times this week already. So, yeah, my absolute nightmare scenario is that the Eagles and the Patriots both win this game and that I have to put up with a lot of, I'm just going to say it, I'm going to put up with a lot of shit. I'm going to put up with a lot of it from a lot of people. Every Patriot fan I've ever met is going to come out of the woodworks if this happens, and it's going to be a long 2 weeks for sure. But
you're prepared.
I'm prepared. Actually, I have something right here to wash it down with.
Mark's secret medicine.
Yeah, I'm probably if it is an Eagles Patriots Super Bowl, I can pretty much guarantee I'm going to be drinking a lot of this.
And not for the food he's going to be eating if the Eagles do make the Super Bowl, for all the indigestion.
Get a quick start here now. So,
cheers.
It tastes like sadness.
The tears of Eagles fans everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much. I should have brought you a shot glass, and you could have just drank the tears of all the other fans in the NFL.
Yeah, I was just going to drink the champagne from what the Patriots are going to drink when they win the Super Bowl this year again. So, it's going to be fun.
No, it will be good. And even if the Eagles don't somehow pull it out, it'll be cool to see the Vikings host the Super Bowl. That's one of those things. Yeah. And I'm as an Eagles fan, I'm encouraged with what I've been seeing from the Eagles for the last 3 years. Basically, since they fired Chip Kelly, they haven't made a bad personnel move. All the coaches they've hired have been the right moves. They've made trades. They've drafted the right guys. Carson Wentz, obviously. I think there's a lot to look forward to, even if they don't win this game. Because even if they do win this game, I don't think they're going to beat the Patriots. If by some miracle the Jaguars beat the Patriots, maybe we have a different conversation. But still, I think that this Super Bowl, given the final 4 teams that are left, it's New England's to lose. And then obviously if Brady doesn't play, that's going to be huge. So
I think Brady's going to play. People are saying, oh, Brady's going to play. But he didn't practice yesterday, so we'll see. I think that's just precautionary for rest purposes and making sure he doesn't injure it further or aggravate it or whatever. But, come Sunday at 3 o'clock or 3:05 or whenever the heck kickoff is, and then when the Eagles and Vikings are
6:40.
6:40
p.m.
Mark will be in front of his TV with his Brian Dawkins jersey on.
And my Pepto-Bismol in hand.
Which is kind of funny, we're watching this. The Eagles and Patriots could go play for play each other for another Super Bowl like they did back in 2004, and I'm wearing Deion Branch and you have Brian Dawkins.
That's right.
So it's like almost like a throwback.
Two Super Bowl 39 heroes. Obviously, he was the big one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So,
but it should be a fun weekend of football for sure.
Yeah.
So,
and if the Patriots and Eagles somehow win miraculously, we'll be back here again hopefully next week to preview that matchup, and
I'll do another shot.
And Mark will do probably more than one shot. But until next week, maybe. I'm Zack Miller.
I'm Mark Haskell.
See you later.